Yo, CPA fam, how are you doing? Welcome back to day 3. We can do this. So, yesterday, if you remember, we broke down filing statuses. If you've not seen the video, go back and see that video. And you can pause and check for yourself if you answered single, married, head of household, and surviving spouse today, and you're correct. That's the answer. Today we're diving into dependents. Why should we care about dependents? Where are they used? They can change your standard deduction, your tax credits. So who you claim as dependent becomes important, and even your filing status. So here's a connection. If you remember HOH, head of household, you must have a qualifying person. It can be a child or relative living with you for the part of the year. This gives you a better standard deduction and it lowers your tax rate. Now, next was qualifying surviving spouse. You need a dependent child living with you all the year to file as a surviving spouse for 2 years after your spouse passes. And then the other statuses: single, married filing jointly, MFS, married filing separately. Dependents don't determine your filing status, but they do impact tax credits and deductions. So basically, understanding who counts as your dependent isn't just trivia, it can save you money and it can make your filing status work for you. Alright, so now let's break down, starting with qualifying children. Remember the acronym CARES, CARES. Close relative must be a son, daughter, stepson, stepdaughter, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, or their descendant of any of these. They can be legally adopted or foster kids placed by court or agency. That also counts. A for age limit. They have to be under 19, but there's an exception. They can be under 24 if they are a full-time student, and there is no age limit for permanently disabled children. R for residency and filing. They must be a US citizen or a resident of US, Canada, or Mexico. They must live with you for more than half a year. There are a lot of questions which are tested on this in case you're giving a CPA exam. They cannot file a joint return unless it's just to claim a refund. Eliminate gross income tax. Gross income doesn't matter for a qualifying child. They can earn a lot of dollars. S for support test. So child cannot provide more than half of their own support. That is the rule. Scholarships don't count. Scholarships are allowed, but only for children, not for siblings or other relatives. Right? Next is qualifying relative. Remember the acronym SUPPORT. Support. S for support. U for under the gross income limit. We'll discuss that. S for support. So you must provide more than 50% of their support. Same definition of support with the child. U for under the gross income limit. So there are some IRS thresholds. You have to be under those gross income limit. P for precludes joint return. They cannot file a joint return unless only claiming a refund. R for relative test. Must be a relative or live with you all year if they are a non-relative. T for taxpayer lives with individuals. So non-relative like foster parents or cousins must live with you for the entire year. Right? So sometimes there are more than one person who chips in to support someone. So that's where multiple support agreements come in. If two or more people together provide over 50% of support, but no one gives more than 50% individually, they can agree who claims the dependent, right? The contributor claiming the dependent must provide more than 10% of support and meets all other tests. Form 2120 is used to file this agreement. So, quick example: Mr. X is supported by ABC, and and only B meets all the dependency rules. So she claims Mr. X. Right, so last step, children of divorced parents. The parent with custody for the greater part of the year claims the child as dependent even if they don't provide more than half of the support. This is important. If the custody is equal, the parent with a higher AGI, remember what was AGI, adjusted gross income, gets to claim the tax benefit. Easy way to remember is time beats money mostly. And then that's day three, folks. Dependencies, qualifying children, qualifying relatives, and multiple support agreements. This wraps up our chapter of filing requirements and filing statuses. Next, we'll start tackling our gross income.